Hello and welcome back to Bookmark Chronicles. Today I'm doing the Abbott Elementary book tag. This tag was created by Veena over at Miss WOC Reader. I will have her video and her channel linked in the description, and she's the one who tagged me. I'm not gonna lie, I had a hard time coming up with answers to these questions because for most of them I had a really hard time remembering what the hell I read in elementary and middle school, but here we go. Also, if you're unfamiliar with Abbott Elementary, it was created by Quinta Brunson. It is a fabulous TV show. If you have not watched it, you absolutely should. It also takes place in Philly, and a lot of the Philly references are really funny to me. At the time of filming this, season 2 is still going, so definitely recommend if you have not started watching it already. So first we have the pilot. What is one of the first books that you remember reading in elementary school? So I was in private school from 2nd to 5th grade, and this private school was obviously well funded and they had a very nice library. So when I started 2nd grade and started going to that library, that's when I started reading the Dear America series. And it's funny because I don't read historical fiction now, but I was really into it back then. I went through so many books in that series. I went through, I think, all the ones that we had in the library. And then when I switched schools and when I moved to a different city, I kind of stopped and I don't really read historical fiction now, but I really enjoyed a lot of the books in this series. Next, we have New Tech, books that you discovered at a school fair. I'm sure we all remember the Scholastic Book Fair. It was one of the most exciting times in school for me. And I do remember that I started reading The Amazing Days of Abby Hayes. And what I liked about this book is that Abby had a journal, and in her journal, she would write in purple ink, so all of those pages were purple. And that was the first time I'd ever seen anything like that, and I was like so intrigued by it. This series is pretty long though, and I don't think I ever finished it, but I enjoyed reading it. Next is Step Class, a book with a protagonist that is on a school team, whether sports or academic, and I honestly cannot think of a single answer for this one. I've gone and looked at my Goodreads because I started my Goodreads in like 2015, and I just don't have an answer. Next is Student Transfer, a book where the protagonist is new to their school, their town, their job, whatever. I could have used this series for so many of these answers, and so there is a book in the Babysitters Club called Claudia and the New Girl. And so I was trying to figure out my answers for this because I need to plan my tags ahead of time, otherwise they're gonna be all over the place. And I had Babysitters Club down for at least 3 of them, and I was like, okay, let me try to put in some other things here, but I very specifically remember Claudia and the New Girl. And I don't think I ever finished that series either. Next is Gifted Program, and for this one, name a required read that you hated. So I read this one I think I was in middle school when I read this. I fucking hate The Catcher in the Rye. There's no valid reason for why we needed to read that book. I did not learn anything from it. I don't know what the themes are. I don't know what I was supposed to walk away from that book with, and all I walked away with was pure hatred. I can't stand that book with a burning passion. Next is Open House, any book from your personal library. So for this one, I'm choosing Spy Family, and I'm choosing this because, while it is mostly about a spy, he has to sort of create a fake family, and so the little girl that he adopts, Anya, is in elementary school, and it's really entertaining. I haven't started reading this yet, but I did start watching the show a little while back, and that's what made me want to read it, so I'm really excited to be able to finally pick these up, and again, would definitely recommend if you have not started watching it yet. Last is Wishlist, and for this one, you pick an anticipated read, and for me, that is Amari and the Night Brothers by B.B. Alston. I don't read a lot of middle grade, not because I don't want to or don't like it, it's just I'm typically more intrigued by adult fantasy, for example, but I'm really excited to finally read this one. I will be reading it this month. I've heard nothing but great things, and the second book is out, so I'm already behind as per usual, but I am glad to finally be getting to this one because I'm pretty sure it's going to be a 5-star read for me. Those are all the questions in the Abbott Elementary book tag. I'm not going to tag anyone, but if you see this and feel compelled to do it, then consider yourself tagged. I also want to know, what was your favorite childhood read? As I've been thinking of answers for this one, I've thought of a lot, like the Spiderwick Chronicles, which again, I don't think I ever finished that series. But there was also a book that I read a lot called Number the Stars by Lois Lowry, the author of The Giver. I think I had to read that for school, and then I actually had my own physical copy and I reread it like a million times. And so many of us have fond memories of Scholastic book fairs and discovering new books. So this is a really great tag. I had a really fun time doing it. If you have already done this tag, definitely let me know. Otherwise, that's all I have for you today, and I'll see you in the next video.